What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here to react and learn about the top 10 places to visit in Norway. Now, honestly, if you ask an American of a place in Norway they'd like to visit, a place they'd like to go to, they'd have a lot of trouble naming anywhere, honestly. And it's not because we don't like Norway. It's because we just don't know anything about the world, about a lot of places. And Norway is just this place that's so beautiful, I know it is, and yet I don't know I don't know any specific places that I'd want to go. Americans are aware of Oslo, because it's a major city in Norway, but that's about it. So I really am interested in this video in particular, because it's gonna really give me a good introduction into a lot of places in all of Norway that are cool places to visit, which sounds great, and something I really need to know. So let's take a look.
Guys, my name is Ryan, and I spent the last few summers exploring the beautiful country of Norway.
I mean, look at this. Even look at this. We're 2 seconds in, and we have like the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. This winding path, this beautiful mountains. I don't know what this is, but I'm already amazed.
Exploring the beautiful country of Norway, and I want to show you my favorite places. So here's my Norway top 10.
What? It's too beautiful. It's too beautiful. Can a place be too beautiful? It's not fair. It's not fair.
Norway has to be one of my all-time favorite countries, from the jaw-dropping fjords of
it doesn't even look real. Every shot is beautiful.
western Norway to the sea mountains of Lofoten. Norway offers some of the world's most unique and diverse landscapes.
Is this what all of Norway looks like? It can't be. There has to be just some normal, flat nothingness, right? Right? Like America, there's gotta be some boring parts.
I just can't get enough of this country. Alright, let's start this video off on the magical island of Senja. Now, Senja is located in northern Norway above the Arctic Circle, and it's Norway's second largest island. Senja may be one of the best places in the world to witness the aurora borealis.
Oh, you can witness the northern lights here from this island, Senja. That makes it even better. It was already beautiful.
To get there, I flew into Tromsø and rented a car and made the 3-hour drive. The reason I wanted to go to Senja was because I wanted to hike to Segla. Anyways, I drove to this
Oh, you can hike this thing? Oh, that would be cool. Yeah, good. I don't want to just look and with my jaw dropped. I'd want to hike it. That sounds awesome.
Town called Fjordard, and I got to the base of the hike. It was a surprisingly difficult hike, but eventually I made it to the top, and I was just baffled by the view. The rock formation rose hundreds of meters out of the ocean.
It doesn't even look real. I would be there, literally in the flesh, be there, and be like, this doesn't look real. It doesn't even, I'd be mad. I'd be like, is this happening?
There's just like nothing I've ever seen before. Now, I was just having an amazing time, and I decided I wanted to spend the night on top of the mountain so I could see the northern lights. All I had was a blanket, and I used my camera bag as a pillar. So
that's a good idea. Staying at the top of this thing to see the northern lights in one of the most beautiful mountains I've ever seen. It's like sensory overload.
So I found this little mossy cliff ledge, and I set up camp there and waited for the northern lights to show up. Around 11 p.m., I woke up to the aurora borealis above my head. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. They moved surprisingly fast, like snakes in the Arctic sky.
Yeah, this would be something you would remember the rest of your life. There's few sights on this earth that I can imagine would be so incredible as the northern lights at Senja. In all honesty, probably one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen on Earth.
And seeing those lights made me feel like a kid again, and it will forever be one of the most special nights of my life.
Wow.
Some nights you don't need to fall asleep to start dreaming. There are also other amazing places on the island of Senja. There's this place called Tunganeset. It offers an incredible view of the sea mountains across the fjord.
Cool.
Alright, so after Senja, we're gonna head down south to the iconic Lofoten Islands.
Lofoten Islands. Lofoten
Like
Islands.
Senja, Lofoten is located in northern Norway, and even though it's
I didn't realize there were so many islands as a part of Norway. Maybe that sounds silly, but I had no idea.
in the Arctic Circle, it feels like you're on a tropical island there. I was lucky enough to go there about 2 summers ago, and I had an incredible journey road tripping through Lofoten. Our first pit stop was at this fishing.
Look at this thing. Look at it. Would you just look at it? Would you just look? Everything is beautiful. Every part of Norway is beautiful.
Village called Henningsvjar to see the world's most scenic football field. When we got there, we sadly didn't have a soccer ball, but we had a good time.
Oh, it has a soccer field, a football field on these islands. That's awesome. Oh, that's so fun.
Playing on the field and enjoying the incredible views of Henningsvjar. We kept on driving and made it to the iconic town of Rain. Now, when you think of Norway, this is it. It has
Wow, look at it. It's like a lakeside town out of a fantasy or something. That's incredible.
red houses surrounded by massive sea mountains. In my opinion, I'd have to say that Rain is the most beautiful town in Lofoten. When I was planning my road trip to Norway, I remember seeing pictures of this place and I just couldn't believe it existed. Now, if you want to do an amazing hike, I'd recommend hiking to Kvalvika Beach. Now, it's about a 4 kilometer.
Oh my gosh, you'd get hiked out. You'd just want to hike everything in Norway. You just like pass away from hikes.
Trek, and I promise it's worth it. When you get to the beach, you're going to be amazed by the landscape. It has mountains that reminded me of Switzerland, ocean that looks like the Caribbean, and it's as green as a tropical island. I just can't believe places like this exist, especially in the Arctic Circle. When we were there, we really wanted to get a good vantage point for the sunset, so we hiked up to this vantage point, and I just got one of my all-time favorite shots. I mean, I just couldn't believe those colors. From the orange mountain to the green slope to the crystal blue sea, I can't think of a better place to watch the midnight sun. After Lofoten,
I mean, it's beautiful, but like I said, everything is beautiful. It's too much.
we're gonna head to Saltstrumen to witness one of the world's largest
Oh, whirlpools. Wow. I didn't know there was stuff like this. This is a little different. This is interesting.
whirlpools. So over 110 billion gallons of water pass through this 3 kilometer strait every 6 hours, making for one of the strongest currents in the world. Now, water speeds can reach over 37 kilometers. One of the
I've never even thought about whirlpools. America, as far as I know, doesn't really have famous whirlpools. But I know what a whirlpool is, and I'm seeing it right in front of me. It looks awesome, and it's very different. It's like a really cool mix-up from all the mountain landscape stuff.
coolest features of Saltstrumen is the whirlpools that the changing tides make. Now, while they aren't the whirlpools you'd imagine in movies like Pirates of the Caribbean, these whirlpools can get over 33 feet in diameter with a depth of over 16 feet. You can take a boat ride through the current, or you can witness the whirlpools from the bridge above. As for me, I'm going to stay as far away from that water as possible. After the whirlpools, we're going to take a drive to one of Norway's most famous routes, the Atlantic Ocean Road.
These roads that connect the little islands, I guess that's what we're talking about. Atlantic Ocean Road. This is amazing. I mean, just as a feat of engineering and beauty.
This 8.3 kilometer road runs across an archipelago of islands as it connects the...
Wow, look at this. Man, this would be a good change up from all the hiking and stuff, having to hoof it, bike around, hike around. You could just make one of your goals to drive across this awesome road. That'd be, oh, love it.
Islands of Averroy to the Romsdal Peninsula. The Atlantic Ocean Road was completed in 1989 and cost 122 million Norwegian krone to make. It's made up of 8 bridges and 4 resting places. The route is an impressive feat of engineering, and it won the Norwegian Construction of the Century Award.
I was about to say, it looks incredible, like how they even made this thing, let alone the view.
So if you decide to go on a Norway road trip, you have to take a drive on the Atlantic Ocean Road. While we're still on the topic of roads, if you drive just 2 hours south, you'll reach...
Whoa, 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 whoa. Look at this thing. This has some character to it. Zigzag. It's a way to get your car to go straight up a mountainside. Yeah, we don't have anything like this in America. Not even close.
Another one of Norway's most famous routes, Trollstigen. Now,
Trollstigen. I don't know how they made this thing either.
Trollstigen, or the Troll's Path, is a serpentine road that makes over 11 hairpin turns as it...
Wow, and when you're on the road there on the left, look at what is below you. This, kind of valley. It's like being in Lord of the Rings. It's like being in a fantasy world. It's so much. Do Norwegians get tired of seeing this? Does it get old? Because this is just amazing. From an American's point of view, we have nothing close to this. Maybe a couple mountains here and there, but nothing like this.
Descends on a 10% decline to the valley below. Trollstigen has two powerful waterfalls that pass through the road. The Stigfossen waterfall has a total height of 240 meters. I mean, that's just freaking huge. Another really cool place in the area is Trollveggen, or the Troll's Wall. It's Europe's tallest vertical overhanging rock face at about 3,600 feet high. I mean, it's just unbelievable. Alright, after Trollstigen, you can make the 2-hour drive south to visit.
Oh my gosh, look at this little town. And there's like a cruise ship. This is where I'd want my cruise ship to make dock. It's like this beautiful town tucked away in a little slice of paradise, away from the world.
The Geiranger Fjord. Now, Geiranger Fjord is one of Norway's most popular destinations.
Wow.
The fjord is over 260 meters deep and is surrounded by massive mountains that are over 1,600 meters high.
Wow, imagine living here. I couldn't imagine. A fjord. We don't have fjords either. I mean, what is a fjord again? Fjord. Fjord. Okay, thank you, Google. Long, deep, narrow body of water that reaches far inland. Ah! A fjord. This is a fjord. Long, deep body of water that reaches inland towards this town. Okay.
60 meters deep and is surrounded by massive mountains that are over 1,600 meters high. There are many viewpoints to get the best perspective of the fjord. One of the most spectacular features of Geiranger Fjord is
unbelievable.
The Seven Sisters waterfall. The waterfall consists of 7 separate...
Now we got waterfalls. I'm sorry, I gotta stop it again. It has everything. Norway has everything, and maybe too much of everything. It's not fair.
Streams that descend 410 meters to the water below. The best way to see the fjord is by boat. You can take a cruise ship or a 1-hour ferry of Geiranger to Helisilt for about $35. This is by far the best way to witness the waterfalls.
Oh, nice! You can pay for this ferry to go down and up the fjord, see all this stuff. Oh, perfect. Sign me up. That sounds like a dream.
The majesty of the fjord. Another amazing nearby destination is Lovatnet. The lake is about a 2-hour drive from Geiranger. Now, Lovatnet is home to some of the most beautiful lake water. It has a unique turquoise hue with incredible backdrop of the mountains.
Yeah, the water is beautiful. Like, just the color? I mean, the landscape, I'm getting desensitized. I can only handle so much beautiful mountain landscape for one day.
While Lovatnet is stunningly beautiful, the area has had its fair share of tragedies over the last few centuries. In 1905, a massive rock from the Rumnefjell mountain came loose and fell 500 meters where it hit the water, and it caused a 40-meter tidal wave that wiped out a small village completely off the map. And
what? A boulder fell off one of these mountains and caused a tidal wave? Was that big news in Norway? It must have been. Huge news. That's terrible. That's too bad.
Killed many others. Despite the tragic history, Lovatnet is a place you gotta visit. It's hard to beat the beauty of this Norwegian lake. After Lovatnet, we're going to head to the iconic Trolltunga. Now, Trolltunga is possibly the most famous rock formation in Norway, as it shoots over 2,000 feet from the lake below. Trolltunga is definitely one of the hardest hikes you'll ever do. It's a 28-kilometer round-trip trek that takes anywhere from 8 to 12 hours to do. So
okay, I don't know. I'm not a cardio guy. I'm not a long-distance guy. This would be like a rite of passage, though. Going to Norway, going to the Trolltunga, or what? I'm sorry, whatever it was called. A lot of things that start with troll on this list. And I love how it's very rocky. It's got like it's mountainous and cavernous, but it has like a rocky textured look to it. And you can hike all around it. I would want to do that, man. I guess it's about pulling yourself up by your bootstraps and just saying, do you want it or not? You gotta hike around this thing.
Make sure you give yourself plenty of time. You can start the hike at the main trailhead and hike in 14 kilometers in to reach the famous Trolltunga Rock. If you go between June 1st and...
Oh, you have to do it to reach this famous rock. I mean, that kind of gives you a goal. It gives you something to shoot for. You gotta make it to the rock. Ah, that would force me to do it, to make it to this rock.
September 30th, you don't need a tour guide, but if you go in the winter months, you definitely need one because it is a little sketch. While it is a strenuous hike, it offers some of the best views in Norway. After Trolltunga, we're going to head over to Liseboten to drive down Norway's craziest road. Now,
oh, this is another zigzagging road that goes up a mountain. It's taller, though. It's bigger. These are some of the most extreme feats of road engineering in Norway that I've ever seen anywhere ever. It's amazing.
Liseboten is a small village that's about a 6-hour drive from Oslo. Now what I think is so scenic about Liseboten is the road that leads down to it. It consists of 27 hairpin...
Oh, that is so cool. That is so sick. Oh my god. Yeah. It's worth, I mean, just the road leading to the beautiful town is cool. When your road is worth traveling to your country to see, you know your country is awesome.
Turns that descend down the fjord to the village below. When you're at the bottom, you're going to be amazed by the surrounding walls of the fjord. If you're down for a hike, you can trek 12 kilometers to Gjerhabotn, which is famous for its rock wedge between the cliff walls. Looks a little sketch to me, but hey, I'll send it. After Liseboten, we're going to head over to the nearby Pulpit Rock. Located in the same fjord as Liseboten, Pulpit Rock is a famous flat-top cliff with a straight drop of over 600 meters.
Oh, cool, cool, cool. This is a different look as well. Very sharp edges. And a cliff? Yeah, I'm willing to stand, you know, death-defyingly on the edge of a giant cliff for the sake of taking in Norway's beauty. I'd do it.
To get there, you can park in the base camp and make the 6-kilometer hike. The rock can be super packed, so if you want to avoid the crowds, you can wake up super early and get to Pulpit Rock before everybody else.
Whoa. These shots are just beautiful, man. Beautiful. Who made this video? Ryan Shirley. I like this video a lot. Your photography, your videography, and drone footage is insane. It is beautiful.
I just can't think of a better place to watch the sunrise. I just can't believe how big the cliff walls are. I mean, it just goes straight down to the fjord below. I mean, just such a stunning and unique place. Alright, to finish this video, we're going to head back to the Arctic Circle to one of the world's northernmost inhabited areas, Svalbard.
Okay, this is like the only place so far that has snow on it. I don't really know the weather in Norway. I do associate it with snow, though. Didn't they invent skiing in Norway, as I learned earlier? So, is this seasonal snow, or are parts of Norway always covered in snow, or how does that work?
Now, Svalbard is located right between the North Pole and Norway. The capital of Svalbard is this town called Longyearbyen, which has a population of a whopping 2,000 people. What's cool about Svalbard is that it's a visa-free zone, so basically anyone can move and work there. The archipelago is also home to this...
What a cool little community. And they have really cool houses, too. Wow.
Svalbard, a global seed vault where thousands of the world's seeds are kept in case of a...
Oh, the seed vault! I learned about this. the seed vault with thousands of seeds in it. Yeah, this is where that is? Oh, that's cool.
Global catastrophe. The biggest danger on Svalbard is the Arctic cold and polar bears. In some places, you're required to bring a gun to protect yourselves against them.
Oh, you know you're getting close to nature. You're going somewhere cool when you are at risk of being devoured by polar bears. You know you're doing something right.
One of the most interesting places on Svalbard is the Russian settlement of Barentsburg. Barentsburg started as a Dutch mining town in the 1920s, but was sold to the Soviet Union in 1932. Now the settlement has a population of over 400 people, mainly from Russia and Ukraine. I hear it reminds people of North Korea because it's just such a strange and unique place. Well, that is it for my Norway top 10. There's so many places I wish I could have included in this video, so I'll have to make a part 2. Norway's...
Yeah, I bet. I bet there's endless places in Norway, Ryan Shirley. That was a great video. Wow. I don't know. It was a lot. That was like, I can only say something is beautiful and incredible so many times, but I'll say it again. Norway is insane. All of these places, you know, there's interesting, beautiful things and structures in all parts of the world, but Norway has the most incredible natural terrain that of anywhere I have ever seen, by far, hands down. And the design of the towns, how they work with the mountains, and the roads work with the water and the mountains, and everything flows and is so modern yet old school. It's incredible. I've always kept saying that Norway sounds like an amazing place to live, and this video absolutely confirms it. It might be too perfect. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed this reaction, feel free to give it a like or leave a comment. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to Norway and Norway's culture and places, things, customs, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.